Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Back once again for another review. This review is going to go on the same format as always. We're going to talk about the lens mount. We're going to talk about the codecs, delivering to clients, the body, and of course how to power it. This particular one's going to have a couple bonuses in it. We're talking about the Sony FX30 today. Normally I use assets from, the internet. Don't need to this time. I have one right here, fully kitted out. So let's talk about the mount. The mount is the E-mount. My favorite mount out there, second to PL. The most versatile mount there is. There's more lenses for this particular mount than any other manufacturer, period, that's in the mirrorless spectrum or cinema spectrum, period. Right now, that's not PL. That's saying a lot. That's a lot of freaking lenses. This one on here right now happens to be a Zeiss. These are Batis lenses. I don't think they're produced anymore, but I keep finding them and I keep buying them because they're just spectacular visually. Maybe they are still produced. I just don't see them in stores very often. Inexpensive, well, yeah, we'll go from there. Third parties are available for it. Inexpensive lenses are available for it, anywhere from $50 to $35,000 for a lens. All E-mount, all native. Pretty dang cool. Codexes. Sony has a lot of codexes now. They used to just have like two, and they sucked. So now they've got a lot more. They got a high efficiency. They've got their regular long GOP, and then they've got an all intro, and a ton of varieties in between. High efficiencies are all 10-bit. The long GOP is going to be either 420 or 422. One's either 8-bit or one's either 10-bit. You can get them in HD flavor. You can get them from 23,999 to 120 frame, and any variety in between, which is cool. And then you've got the DCI, which if I don't remember off the top of my head, that's a good question. I don't remember off the top of my head if that's just a 10-bit, but they do have a DCI. It's a true 24 frame, which is nice. I will give an answer to that. And all right, just a quick check. The 24 DCI is all eye intro. So yeah, you've got a couple different codexes there. So that's a separate one altogether for itself. You also have the all intro codecs, which are HD, and there's also going to be a 4K flavor of that too. The DCI is only 4K. So there you go. Tons of codexes to play with. There are some advantages to the Sony codexes over other ones. Number one, the metadata is actually there. So when you're getting a camera like this, the metadata is there. And so if you need to do a main concept or an MKV file, you can do it externally. So basically you hook up to your computer, you go ahead and log into Catalyst Browse, just export again under main concept. There you go, all done. All the metadata is there. You'll look it up yourself, but you'll be quite surprised. You'll see decibel levels, you will see pixel information, you will see the actual millimeter of the lens versus what the lens was put on there. So for example, say for instance, this shows as a 40 millimeter, it'll show like a 63 millimeters as actual, what it was recording as, which is great for doing any form of editing down the road. That's really one of the advantages of the codecs. So all the information is there. It's just for some reason they don't do a main concept option for delivery. I'm in camera. I don't know why. I think that's coming in the next one, but the information is all there. The other piece is 24-bit audio versus 16-bit audio. So you can do a 16-bit normal audio, easy peasy, fresh and breezy. There you go. Then you have the option of two forms of 24-bit. Same in these codexes. 2-channel 24-bit, which will be easy to hear. Whatever 2 channels are up, you're ready to go. Boom. Walk away, deliver that. One caveat. If you are using the 4-channel audio, it is a poly audio file. So if your NLE cannot read that type of an audio, you will have an issue. You'll need to use a DAW to pull that audio out. I know that DaVinci Resolve works with it. I've been using it for a long time, so it can read it and see all 4 files. But if you record in a 4-channel, then you deliver it to somebody and they only hear 1 channel, that means their NEL or whatever their player is cannot handle poly files. So in that case there, you will have to redo your delivery yourself and get all 4 channels put in, or mark out the channels you don't want. Now, I'll get into some of the advantages of the 4 channels when we get into the body. But that's your codecs that are available. Delivering to clients, super easy and super hard at the same time. Super easy part, SD card. Hand them an SD card. Have a good day. V90s are out there. For every 128 gigabytes, you're looking at probably $100. The CF Express A cards are available too. Those run for every first 80 gigabytes, roughly about $100 to $200, depends which card manufacturer you go with. 256 is going to cost you right between $200 to $400, depending on the manufacturer you go with. And that's with the card reader too. And this is really key when you talk to your clients. Make sure you let them know when you're delivering that footage that they may need to buy the card, which a lot of my clients do. A lot of clients will do it. It's not a big deal for the whole day. Out of everything, a couple $100 is, and they get to hold on to it and have an instant delivery and a saved right there. They love it. But they do need to know that with certain deliveries, they're going to have to get the card reader with it. So just be ready to explain that. That's just life. It works out easy. People can edit on either one of those cards, so it's really nice. CF Express A's are easy to edit on, so like they can literally have their editor, if there's still enough room for the delivery piece. So if they need like 10 gigs, 20 gigs, 30 gigs for delivery, and you're only using like 150 gigs or 70 gigs, it actually works out really well. It's pretty cool for delivery, and they can do their edits there and then they're ready to go. So just work with the team, figure that out. Now let's talk about the body. Yeah, this gets kind of interesting. We'll start with the handle and kind of go all the way down to the body. The reason why I start with the handle is because there's 2 ways to buy this camera. The first way a lot of people did when they first bought them was just body only. When I bought the camera, I've got it with the handle, and the handle opens up a lot more job opportunities and opens you up to more opportunities as a production manager and a producer to produce great anything. So from live streams to events to being able to capture whatever you are doing and get a great production out of it. XLR, this is a really nice part of this, XLR and eval switch quarter inputs. If you happen to use, say, like wireless lavalier systems, they do have the quarter jack here. A couple of options that are going to be on here with this particular body is you're going to have level controls, you're going to have line control, you're going to have 48 volt or just regular dynamic. You have auto control. You can link these together. You can make one as a safety track. There's a lot of different things you can do to really protect yourself and get the best possible audio. And it is 24-bit. Another nice thing about this particular handle is certain states have a 2-person consent audio rule. This is key. You can lose a lot of footage from a whole day at, say for instance, a parade, protest, anything. You can lose all that footage if someone really asks you, don't record my, I don't want this. And you say, well, you're in the public. Yes, you are. But in certain states, you have to have the consent of both people to record their audio and their conversations. So if you turn this on, turn the handle on, but there's no input in here, there's no audio at all going into the recording. So you do not have to destroy that footage. If there is audio in the recording and they really are a jerk about it, well, they're not being a jerk, please forgive me. And they're adamant about that you don't have the right to the recording of their audio, the original has to be destroyed. They can force that destruction, so be very careful. That gives you another option, and it guarantees that there's no audio. So you can just, you're done. Then you can get permission from somebody to record, turn it back on, have your shotgun mic already on there, and you're ready to go. And then turn it off and continue on with your day, and you get great coverage for a whole event. Love it, easy to work with. The handle makes it easy to hold. This also gives you the option for 24-bit audio and 4 channels. That's a lot, and one of these does. That is really, really cool. Now let me explain one other huge feature with this. If you are at an event or you're doing a live stream and you're trying to get the audio from a live band or whatever it is, whatever goes to that audio board that they have over there, the audio mixer, can go into your XLR right here, and you can have your shotgun mic on here, and you can catch the ambient of that, and you have 2 channels there. If you also have a producer that day that liked a section of it, you can hook in a wireless microphone if you're doing 4 channel and have them anywhere and just speak to you when they were arranged a wireless microphone and speak into it. Now on channels 3 and 4, you get their producer notes. Oh, remember when this is over, get that right there. So they're walking around one of these all day long, so 3 or 4 hours, just dropping producer notes in there and you've got them. This is so awesome. So then when you go and do your editing later, it's like, oh, I heard what they want there. Pfft, done. Simple, easy. I love that feature. Now, to the rest of the body. Let's deal with all the normal things people complain about. Ergonomics. Actually, it's not bad. This one here gives you that toggle for your power zooms and also your clear image zoom. Really cool feature. Iris control here. You can turn it auto, turn it on and off. White balance control. ISO control, peaking, zebras, autofocus, record. Menus are easy to get to. Playback and trash is easy to get to. The monitor is actually pretty good. Easy to use. One feature I like on this monitor is you can just swipe up and that gives you all those function menus, and when you're done, just swipe down. You have the ability to touch track or your touch focus. Cool thing on the body, if you are in manual focus, you can then program it to press one button on it and go from manual to continuous focus or single focus. I use a continuous focus, not single. It's smoother, it doesn't jerk you around as much. And you can control the speed and have it do a zoom in for you as if you had an AC, and you don't. And then when you let go of the button, you now have a manual lens again. And that's really a cool feature. You can also touch the screen. So if you've got a shot lined up and you've got two different spots on the shots you want to get, 2 people or 2 whatever, you can press on the screen on one person, let them talk, and then press again on the other person when they start talking. And it's just like having an AC without having an AC. You can change the speed of that transition. Super nice. The menu, frankly put, it's almost too in-depth, but at the same time, you can customize all the buttons to do as you want. So that's pretty nice all the way around. So you can set up a custom menu, but of the things you use all the time, you'll find you're only using 20% of the menu in most cases, and that's what I found. So it's going to be up and down on perspective on that. I like the fact I can get in depth and really control things, and then if I need the fine tuning, I just do buttons on the camera. One of the things I have done, and I didn't go over this codecs because this is kind of in itself, it'll go in the bonus section, where this shows record here, I've mapped that to S&Q. It makes it easy to switch back and forth without having to dive into the menus. That's the customization thing. Ports, easy. HDMI that has 12-bit coming out, or 12 or 16-bit going into here that goes to 10-bit. We'll go in that bonus section. You're going to have headphone jacks, and you're going to have a microphone 1/8. 2 options here: USB-C and a data USB. The USB-C is nice for charging. It could be used also as a power supply for it. So it's kind of nice. Data transfer, kind of nice overall. Pretty cool features on it. That's pretty much the body. There are some also locking points on there, mounting. It works. By the time you get down to it, I've caged it up, and that's the way I think is the best way to do it. Gives you more versatility as to what you can do. That's your body. Now, powering this. This is a simple conversation. V-mount battery can be done. Just know that with the new update 2.3.0, it will most likely show that the battery is not the manufacturer's battery. Some features may or may not work properly, blah, blah, blah. V-mount battery that way. A lot of the new V-mount batteries have USB-C on them, so I just recommend just using the USB-C into here. I found that I can go 3, 4, 5, 6 hours on the same battery and charging in here as long as it's a PD output. So it's not been a major issue for me. Wire management's easy to do. It's no different than doing cable and a dummy battery. So they come see, come saw, whatever works for you. Also, the batteries that come with these, they last a long, long, long time. So between an hour and a half, 2 hours. There is also a 4-kit battery thing that Sony makes. I've not seen how long it will last, but so far, what I've seen, that thing is just like having a V-mount battery, but it's just specifically for the Sony Z batteries. So it's one of those things that's pretty nice. Another thing on the body that I am extremely happy about is the doors. This is really a huge feature. You can open the door and continue recording. Canon, listen to me. This door opens. You can change out cards. It does not stop the damn camera or shut off the menus. You can open up the power door, the battery door. It doesn't shut off menus or shut off the camera. Canon. So that's another nice feature on it. So powering it's pretty cool. Now to the bonus section. Bonus on this, you have raw out. It is essentially a cropped up raw 4.7, so it's roughly, from what I've been able to do the math, micro 4/3. Codecs bonus on this. MKF data, all the metadata is in here. You have all the metadata. You can deliver an MKF. It is super nice. I love that part. Makes life easy. I couldn't be any happier finding that by accident through Catalyst Browse. But I was looking through the metadata information on some of the footage and was like, wait, that's there. I decided to, instead of doing the Sony codecs, I went main concept and boom, I'm delivering MKV, I think that's what it's called, format. Super nice, ready to go. Bonus on the Sony. Another weird thing, I have not been able to confirm this, but I believe it's legalized colors. It is not just regular colors on here, because when I use this external monitor, if I turn on the legalized, whatever's on this monitor looks the same as this. But when I do not have legalized turned on here, this looks a little darker here than what's here. And then when you go do your editing later, you'll find that the internal recording is different than the external recording, because I believe this is all legalized. That might be why it's delivery is just easy to work with. When you're editing later, try with legalized, because I'm going to start trying with that and see what the difference is on the coloring aspect of it. Most times I don't have to do any coloring, so I'm just delivering quick. Whatever the event was, when I say I'm not doing any coloring, I'm not putting LUTs on. I'm not doing really in-depth color changes most of the times, like 70% of the time. 30% of the time I am. I will do a little bit messing around with that, and I'll have an answer for you later. That is the FX30 in a nutshell. Like I said, I think this is one of the best cameras for under $3,000. I hope that when they do the new iteration of this, that they put an SDI port on here versus an HDMI. I don't know if they can do it, but if they can, this becomes an ultimate camera. I would love for this to have time code, which it does, but as a native BNC port. You can get an accessory for this for time code that will go into your USB slot right here, and it will give you time code. It will give you a BNC connector, but it is an additional accessory, another piece of wire management you have to do for wiring. Beyond that, overall, super happy, super easy to work with. Been using this one now for a little over a year, from gimbal work to everything else. Fantastic camera. That's it. Bye.